Static buzz in the midnight air. Travic and Spooker in the gamer's lair. Loot drops falling like a neon rain. Pixel worlds driving us insane. Halo rings light up the fight. Sonic speed blurs through the night. Diablo's demons in the dungeon's breath. Path of exile paths leading to death. Live farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Talk of bosses grinding bones. Legends born in gaming zones. Quests that stretch beyond the frame. In this podcast we name the game. Controllers on the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. Loot farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Controllers hum the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. The farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Loot, Farming, and Gossip, where me, Spooker, and my co-host, Travic, are going to sit down and talk about a few topics. One being Diablo IV, new season. Next being Path of Exile 2, Expedition Drop. And the new season of Torchlight.
Hello.
So, to start off, I know we've said this many times, you are definitely into the Diablo lore and story and cinematics and all that good stuff. So you don't quite spend as much time as some of the other people playing D4 that, you know, play from start season to end season. I don't know how they do it. They're magical and mythical creatures, but hey, more power to them. If you like what you like, I'm not dogging you. I enjoy the game as well. With that being said, the new season drops on Tuesday, June 30th.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And
there's no time.
I just can't believe, like, they did the 2-month season, and it's like, then they're dropping, I think, the Diablo 3 new season. I know Diablo 3's in the whole, like, background maintenance mode, but they still I think that drops sometime soon. I should have looked this up beforehand, but I know it's like right around the same launch date of D4, and it's like they've said that they're not going to do that, but here we are, and they're doing it. Anyways, the big theme behind the season 14 is the whole Realm Walker returning, which is hit or miss for some people. They did a bunch of changes and adjustments. It's literally something that we've already had in a previous season, and it's kind of a letdown. But I think a lot of people.
I'm gonna stop. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna stop you, and I'm gonna stop you because I'm sure there's other people like me that are listening to that. I have. What is the season? Before it's a letdown, what was the season and what was it? Because I missed a couple of seasons, so I don't even know what the Realm Walker is. I think you called it.
Okay, yeah. So the Realm Walker was an event kind of similar to like the World Boss and the Legions event. It was in the open world, and you would meet up there. And then in the original iteration of it, you would sit there and wait for the Realm Walker, and then you would kind of follow the Realm Walker to an end destination. It took forever.
Okay.
And then you would eventually fight the Realm Walker, and then that was kind of the thing that you did with the Realm Walker.
And what made that bad? Was it the time? Was it the
following it, chasing it by and killing like one monster here, one monster there? I mean, come on, if anybody's played Diablo, any of the Diablos, the cool thing about, you know, the Diablos is they're blaster games. You go through, you kill, you slay a bunch of demons, and, you know, you have fun doing it. Well, in this particular iteration, you're just following this big monster while killing a monster here, maybe a monster there.
That sounds absolutely terrible. So they're not changing. So you're saying that it's coming back for the new season on Tuesday and nothing's changing?
No. They are changing stuff. They are definitely changing. They took community feedback to that and they're changing it. It's going to be, they definitely made it better, which is why I understand the whole recycled content feedback look at it. Okay. You know, like, okay, we've already had this. We don't want it again. But at the same time, you know, I can understand they've changed it. It's supposedly it's going to pop out and you're going to basically fight it right away. And while you're fighting it, it's got some mechanics where there's going to be these rift type things that open up that you got to stand in and fight stuff. And the longer you can stand in the rifts and whatever you're doing with them, I don't remember verbatim exactly.
Okay.
The more rewards you can get and the more lucrative the fight is, which is cool. You're blasting the whole time. I'm okay with that.
Maybe. I mean, from the limited knowledge that I have on what's coming, it seems interesting. I don't know if it's like enough to like say pull me to do a whole season like you were saying, but it's definitely something that maybe we could check out.
Right, exactly, and that's kind of my look at it. Is I'll play it because I'm definitely a D4 enjoyer, especially with the last expansion and the changes that they've added. It's the base game, obviously, you know, pay to win here, but the base game with the expansion, unfortunately, the new content that makes the game so much better is locked behind the expansion. But I mean, even D2 was that way, right?
Well, D2 didn't get updates. Like, old games didn't get updates the way that we get them now, right? Like,
true.
D2 would get a patch here, patch there, but it was never, like, redefining the whole... I mean, it was redefining, like, the meta and stuff, but it was never, like, this whole new season mechanic stuff. You know, and...
True.
I get that it sucks that it's behind a paywall, especially when you have games like Torchlight or Path of Exile or... you play Grim Dawn? Does Grim Dawn lock new content behind expansions? I don't even know.
I have not played a ton of Grim Dawn. When it first came out, I don't remember what was going on, so I played it for maybe a couple hours altogether, so I didn't get that experience of it.
I know there's some big Grim Dawn update coming out real soon too. Maybe somebody can let us know, but I agree that all the content stuff locked behind the expansion sucks. So I'm on the fence about it because I get devs need to eat, but yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, well, the way I looked at it, and I did a direct correlation to Diablo 2, right? Because we got Diablo 2 in, what was it, 99? I think it was 1999. We got Diablo 2, and then Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction launched in 2001, right? Which was a whole expansion. Act 5, the Barbarian Mercenaries, the Baal fight, all locked behind Lord of Destruction. You couldn't do the content if you didn't buy the expansion. So same concept here, right? So
okay, yeah. I completely blanked on that was the two that brought things together. So I see what you mean now.
Right. So with that being said, I'm okay. I'm okay with the paying for the expansion for the additional content. But we'll see where they go. You know, maybe they'll allow you to use the cube at some point, but in order to use even there was rune words, I believe, right, in Diablo 2 that were tied behind Lord of Destruction that you couldn't get if you didn't have Lord of Destruction.
There are runes. there's runes too that are also tied to season. I mean, yeah, I guess they do season, but they don't add seasonal content. But there are runes that are tied to seasons. Which, can we even say that? Because like Diablo 2's now, didn't they just add? They just did a whole expansion.
The Warlock expansion, yeah.
We both missed that. Blizzard, man. Blizzard.
Yeah.
Holy.
Anyways, with all that coming together, I think I'm still going to give it a try on Tuesday. So, and I'll probably play it for a little while because we do have a lot of people that hang out that do play D4, and I enjoy playing with them. That's kind of my end game, and that's been my philosophy for most of my gaming anyways, because I'm not a professional by any means in action RPGs, but I put in enough time to where I get to the end game, and then I kind of get bored, not necessarily with the game, but I enjoy helping others. That's been my whole take in the end game. So when my character hits that wall, but I can do things that help others, like Secamus carry runs, or helping somebody clear this boss here, or a boss, or help finish a map, whatever the case may be. That's what I enjoy, and I like doing that. So I'll still get in there. We're getting a new family monster called the Risen. And we're also getting a new seasonal lair boss, which will be the Corrupted Reaper, which brings me back to a topic discussion. The Corrupted Reaper, you played D3, right? Mm-hmm. Malthael, right? Was it the Angel of Death?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
It has, and I had to think about it last night when I was going over this stuff, and I was like, Malthael had his crew of like the Reapers, and they were the protectors.
Yeah, he was the guy at the end of the expansion.
Right. So I'm thinking that we might get Malthael in Diablo 4 at some point. So that was kind of exciting to me to kind of tie the lore together there. That's always been one thing that Blizzard's been pretty good at, is staying true to the lore and adding to it over and over and over again. So
yeah, they do that's probably their strongest suit, is probably lore and stuff like that, for sure.
Yep. And with season 14 coming, we're also going to be getting solo self-found and solo self-found leaderboards. And for all you Overwatch fans, including myself, we are getting a Diablo and Overwatch collaboration cosmetics. For those of you that are interested in cosmetics, be sure to sign in and get your cosmetics.
E4?
Correct.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and I was looking at some of the skins that I have to say they did a pretty good job with the Overwatch character skins. Actually, on a level to where it's like it doesn't just kind of resemble it. You literally, it's like, okay, that's Genji. Okay, that's Roadhog.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they did a pretty good job. I didn't pay too much attention as to which characters they tied each cosmetic to, but
sure,
we'll check that out when we get in there on Tuesday. But I think that covers majority of Diablo 4. The last thing that I could see is with the mythic uniques that we discussed in the previous episode, because you'll be able to get mythic uniques of every unique item in the game now, not just your mythic uniques. And I think they changed the name of the mythic uniques the original mythic uniques to another name.
Are they still doing that weird thing where they all roll random?
So they took community feedback, and this was actually a big W that I enjoyed. Uniques, your basic uniques, are going to now have 2 static stats, and 2 random stats. However, the 2 random stats one of them will be able to be changed by the Enchantress. So you're basically, as long as you can get one of the two rolls, so a 50-50 of something you want or that benefits your build, you can re-roll one of those unique stats to what you want. Granted, you have enough materials, gold, and I think it might just be gold. Might be gold and a few other materials to re-roll. I can't remember exactly what.
Okay.
And with that being said, those of you that don't know what Mythic Uniques are basically the unique item in a max rolled variant. So all the stats on it will be at the highest value that they can roll. And when you re-roll them or you add anything to these mythical uniques through the cube and whatnot, those rolls will also be maxed. They did confirm that. So that'll be really cool. It'd be nice putting together some min-max builds and builds that use uniques, making sure you get your perfect mythic with the perfect stats that you want on them. Now, one limit...
It's going to be interesting.
It's definitely going to be interesting. The one limit that I did see that I was on the fence about is that you can craft mythic uniques, but you can only...
Can't?
You can.
Or you can?
You can.
Oh,
C-A-N. Yes, you are able to.
Okay.
However, if you craft them, you can only wear one crafted mythic. The rest, you'll have to be dropped.
That's fine.
Right. Yeah. It was just, I was on the fence. It just depends. We'll see how it feels. Like how hopefully they're not as common as the mythics were in season 13, because I think I had upwards of 300 plus shards to craft mythic uniques. Sure. Because they were just dropping like candy, which I think is another reason why they went ahead and added these in this way. So we'll see. Sense. We'll see. But I'm excited for the Diablo Overwatch collab. That's definitely, I'm a big Overwatch fan as well. So that'll be fun. Be nice and exciting. Anything else you wanted to add about that?
No, it sounds like what time is it going live?
I think it's
typical Blizzard, early, right? Late, 8 o'clock at night.
I don't have they've been doing 4 p.m. I think Eastern time.
Is it that early? Maybe it depends on what's going on on Tuesday. Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, I don't remember, because I'm gonna log in when I get home from work, and more than likely
it'll be live. Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly. So
sure.
Anyways, we had a crazy, I don't know whether to call it a shadow update, a shadow drop, but GGG, round of applause, has done it again. And they dropped a massive content drop for Expedition. Something that I was curious about.
We knew an update was coming, but
right.
They told us it was Breach.
See, that I didn't know. I didn't
know. They said that a Breach update was coming, unless they just said the wrong, I don't know, but we were all under the impression, a lot of us bought Breach stuff in preparation for a Breach update.
Oh, is that why Breach shit went up? That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because I was running Breach, and I was like, it was relatively affordable for me, and then all of a sudden it would doubled in price. I didn't know.
Because last week when they did the update, they were like, oh, we want to make some more changes to Hives, and Breach stuff's coming, and that'll be an update next week. So we were like, oh, well, Hives and Breach, that all makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so hence the word, I guess, fits and suits the case. They shadow dropped Expedition.
Nobody saw that one coming. The crazy part is they released the information. They're like, Expedition update's coming. And you're like, that's insane. And then you're like, wait a minute. There's a Path of Exile 1 league starting in 12 hours.
Uh-huh.
Or like 24 hours, something like that. Within 24 hours, a Path of Exile 1 league was starting. Totally. So you're like, okay, maybe this is on Monday. So like you get this information that the updates come at like 7 o'clock at night Eastern or 8 o'clock, whatever it was, and you're like, okay, but tomorrow afternoon there's a PoE1 league, and then at midnight or like 1 a.m. Eastern, my phone is going insane because my friends are calling me. They're like, get out of bed, the update dropped, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. What do you mean the update dropped? And they literally released the expedition update like 1 in the morning Eastern.
Yep. Pretty insane, but I gotta give it to them. I gotta give it to them. They are cooking, and the funny part is not the day of, but the day before the whole expedition drop. I was actually asking people about expedition, as far as like, we have a tree for all these other mechanics, but where's our tree for expedition? Did they just forget about it? Did they just not incorporate it, or what was the deal? And then come to find out, surprise.
Yeah. Well, the idea was that we weren't going to get an expedition tree because expedition was the league mechanic, and you normally don't get trees for the league mechanic.
Well, Sorry, go ahead.
Well, because like there's so much stuff hidden that we found. Like we found like expedition tablets and stuff. So like we knew they had stuff planned for when it wasn't a league anymore, because like they would have given us the tablets now,
Right. Well, because some of the nodes, I haven't looked completely into the tree, but some of the nodes in the expedition actually specifically correlate with the actual league mechanic, right?
Yes, all of them.
Oh, all of them.
All of them.
So maybe they just said, forget it. We're just making this is going live. They said we're not.
Yeah, I assume. Well, we knew that expedition was going to be part of the game because it's part of the main story, right?
Right.
Expedition like leads you into the ocean. The ocean leads you to Act 5. That's where you find the chained beast or whatever the hell it's called. Mm-hmm. So like we knew expedition was staying. So it makes sense that expedition would have eventually a tree and tablets.
Right.
But I guess they like phrased it as it was the league mechanic, or the remnants were the league mechanic, because maybe it wasn't ready.
Maybe. Or, hear me out, maybe, just maybe, PoE2 might be looking into shift the table, right? And maybe we're going to start getting league mechanic Atlas trees that are temporary for the league.
Well, we've gotten that in PoE1. They've experimented with that, where there would be like a couple of nodes on the tree for the league mechanics.
Right, but I think the slight difference in this particular situation is in PoE1, the whole Atlas tree is basically one ginormous Atlas tree where you have to map out your destinations and where you want to go and what you want to get. Whereas in PoE2, they're doing it in a little bit different style, where your actual mechanic Atlas points are separate from your generalized Atlas tree.
Yep.
Which would make that type of addition to the game, being like just the league mechanic section of the tree, a little bit more viable and less hindering in having to change the core aspects of what they already have.
Yep.
So, I haven't been doing a ton of expedition, but I know you have, and I know that you've been making a ridiculous amount of money as well, currencies, we'll say.
Yep.
But before I turn it over to you, I do want to say that I went and ran the quest, the green item logbook, and I think I made between the drops, base currency drops and items that I could sell, not like rare items, but like Ange items that I could sell.
Yeah.
Ended up selling in about a total of 25 divines. This is no crazy tablets. This is just Alkin Go tablets with a green quest logbook, which was insane to me. Like 25 div is, before this league, was sometimes more than some people would make in an entire league, right?
Yes.
But with that being said, I already know it's lucrative, so I'm definitely working to get my Atlas points and work into that. But with the Atlas tree, when you logged in, you had all your points. How has your experience been from before the Atlas tree to now?
I've made all of my money and funded all of my characters solely on Expedition before the update.
Right. That I knew. I
So
knew it was very lucrative.
Yeah. So I like made thousands of divines doing Expedition. Like thousands.
So
The update hit.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so with that being said, without going into like major detail and breaking down a whole nother YouTube video, what was your main, like, what was the goal? Like, what was the big ticket items that you were after when you were doing Expedition before the Atlas?
It dropped raw currency.
Literal just raw currencies.
Yeah, and you got like bases that you could sell, uniques, tons of tablets, logbooks. Logbooks were very lucrative. There was the bosses. There's 4 expedition bosses that you can do. There's Medvev, Vorana, Uhtred, and Olroth. And they all have different things. So like Uhtred has the tuning fork quest, which most people don't realize. I don't even know if you know about the tuning fork.
I've heard it in your streams a couple of times, and the only thing I can remember, because it stuck out like a sore thumb, was the whole like +9 to skills. And I was like, what?
Yeah, so if you complete the full expedition quest line, like you do the whole quest line and you kill the tri-skeleton in the ocean, expedition updates, and you unlock additional quests. There's an item that drops off of Uhtred, which is a quest item. It's that whole 1% drop, and it drops an item that requires your character to have 10,000 mana. It's a depleted mana stone, and you get 10,000 mana so you can either rent gear from somebody or have a friend help you out or craft gear. You use the mana stone with 10,000 mana.
Wait.
And then it creates a runic fork.
Wait. I'm stacking a bunch of mana on my gear. Now, granted, I'm not going the whole mana stacking route, but I'm only sitting at like 1,700 mana. You just said 10,000?
Yeah.
Okay. I just needed to
10,000.
make sure my ears are working.
Yeah. yeah. I got a buddy with all the gear. He gives you all the gear. You do some really cool shenanigans. Like you change you get one of the time lost jewels from Abyss. You get mana stacking rings. You take a notable, and you 10,000 mana. You take mind over matter, so all of your stuff goes to mana. Yeah, you do some really cool shenanigans, and you get 10,000 mana.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
Or Eldritch Battery. I think it's Eldritch Battery. I think Eldritch Battery is the word I was looking for. Yeah, convert 100% of maximum energy shield to maximum mana. Yeah, Eldritch Battery. And get 10,000 mana. You use the 10,000 mana on the rune, and the rune turns into the runic fork, which gives you 200% increased effect of socketed runes, and it comes with 5 sockets. Then you runic forge it, you corrupt it, stuff like that. And the base runic fork is like 500 divs. And you can get 1 per character. So like I farmed one on my Titan. I farmed one on my monk. I'm working on one now on my infernalist, and I made like 1,000 divs doing that.
Okay. Nice.
And then all of the bosses have lineage gems, made thousands of divines farming lineage gems. You drop all the alloys. There's really good alloys that are worth a ton. There's good crafting materials that are worth a ton. There's all different kinds of runes that you can get. There's like Astrid's Creativity, which added additional crafted mods. There's the Cadigan one that gave you jewel sockets. There's one that added extra suffixes. There's all kinds of stuff in Expedition that you can get. And before the update, like a really good example is like before the update, like Astrid's Creativity gives you an additional crafting modifier. So you can use like 2 different crafts on an item. That would be like 10 divs, 15 divs. Now it's like 4, right? So like,
right.
Like there was a lot of room for money to be made, and then there's like all the socket bound stuff that you could put in, and there was tons of things that you could do.
Right, and that makes sense. Like, and obviously with the Expedition Atlas tree, and I think some of the nodes and changing up your expedition, there's going to be things with rare drop possibilities that will be dropping a little bit more often with those Atlas nodes, and prices will maybe shift accordingly. But
Mhm.
with that being said, what exactly has changed, if anything, from before the Atlas farming to after the Atlas farming?
A lot. A lot has changed. So remnants are better, or the Varisian remnants are better.
Okay, wait.
They have
Remnants.
God.
Describe that.
Remnants are large pillars with rune sockets in them that you find in a map. And once you've discovered the runes, you can transcribe the runes into the sockets. There's some restrictions to which ones you can describe based on how many sockets there are, but these can have 3, 4, up to 10 sockets. And depending on what base rune it starts with, you have recipes. So like you can get 10 divines, you can get +1 passive point, like literally getting an entire passive point. You can get +5% maximum mana, +5% maximum life. You can get 10 divines. You can get a mirror. You can get 3 divines. You can get all the different runes. It has everything.
So the remnants are the physical embodiment of the League mechanic. So when you step out of Clearfell into the first area, and you run into
that's your first time you run
what's his name?
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. And you run into Pharaoh, that's what you're talking about. Those are called remnants.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They are Varisian remnants.
Varisian remnants.
Yeah, unless I'm completely wrong, then I'm just completely wrong and, a dumbass. So, it's fine.
Okay. Anyways, continue.
So, they've just made it so that they're more lucrative. So originally, your options were your options, and now you can corrupt them. And the corruptions have a chance to change them into anything, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're shook here.
Well, I am, because when you said that, I'm thinking of last night. Funny short story. Last night, one of our buddies, shout out to Lolish, invited me and my buddy Gurney into a map. And it was a 9 socket thing. I don't remember exactly what the reward was. So we were doing the expedition and clearing through, and as soon as he starts the expedition, I'm standing near the 9 rune remnant, right? And it just poofs. And I was like, hey, why did this rune thing just disappear? And they were like, oh, it's because we probably didn't hit it. And I just looked straight at my camera and I'm just like, is this a forehead? Is this a facepalm moment? And it was like literally a few minutes later when we were following the detonation path, and we get to the remnant, and they were both like, did we really miss it? So I was still in awe of that last night, because it was, I don't remember exact. I think it was one of the big hit lineage support gems, I think. Because you can hit lineage support gems in there, right?
Kind of. You can get good runes.
I don't remember exactly what it was. Like I said, I'm still learning Expedition and what's potentially available in there. But it was supposedly a big hit that we brought multiple people in to hopefully get more than one, because we do know I do know that does happen. More people in the party, and sometimes you'll get the duplicate reward from the remnant. So that's what we were after, but we completely missed the remnant, which hurt. I felt it in my soul.
Yep.
I think the biggest thing I've hit from a remnant was 3 perfect currencies that were worth about 10 to 12 div. So I would say the remnants are very lucrative if you hit right. So I think they did pretty good with the seasonal mechanic, the league mechanic.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fantastic. I'm hooked out of my mind, is the best way that I can think to describe it.
Well, on a side note, I will say that I am on. I know some of you guys are gonna laugh. It's okay. I'll laugh with you. I am on my highest level character since PoE2 launched, at level 95.
That's great.
I think I'm at like 25% of the way through 95.
That's great. Why is that bad?
Yeah, I didn't say it's bad. It's just a laugh because, you know, a lot of people there. The last season with the temple, we had many level 100s. I didn't touch the temple.
Yeah, but you can't compare that.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. The temple was like a big anomaly, you know?
True.
So.
But yeah, I think GGG did a great job. They've been hitting their updates left and right. And there's some things that I know a lot of people would like changed and fixed, as with everyone has their own opinions. But for me, I think they're doing a better job of treating it as an early access rather than like a full launched game. And I am loving it.
Yes, I'm very, very, very happy that is what is going on. I think that has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Was there did we cut you? Did you finish telling the story about the after? I think we
No,
cut
it's
you
fine.
off.
It's fine. It's good. You're good. You're absolutely fine. I don't remember where we were even going with it, to be honest with you.
Well, I think the question is what's changed and the difference, and then you were getting to the whole up to 10 remnants. You were describing remnants, and then I cut you off because some people aren't going to know what you're talking about, and I just wanted to clarify that I knew what you were talking about, and we were going in that direction. Does that jog your memory, or are we just cooked?
I think we were talking about the fact that remnants are so much better, and their rewards can be better because you can now corrupt them to do really cool things.
Right.
I think that's where we were at.
I think it was you were describing because I had asked you what's the difference between before the Atlas tree and after the Atlas tree.
Yes, that's where we were. Yeah, it's different because like you can manipulate expedition more now. Like logbooks are way more common. Verisium remnants are you can manipulate them with liquid verisium.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally change entire biomes in the ocean to literally be what you want them to be. So like if you wanted to farm like a grass area or a desert area, like all of my ocean biomes are now deserts because of monster effectiveness. Or you can do like swamp to get more perfect currencies. You just have so much more access to manipulation of what you want to do with the Atlas tree.
Gotcha. And that makes sense because that's kind of how the Atlas points should work, right?
Yes.
Adjusting what content you like kind of to the way that you like, which brings me, without shifting too much, brings me to another side tangent note. I would like to see more flexible nodes where we actually have options on different nodes throughout the passive. I know we have a few. You're
talking about the big nodes that you could choose, like option 1, option 2, option 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people that want that exact same. They are like begging for more options like that.
And I agree with them. I totally agree. Like, because that right there is the fundamental of what an Atlas tree should be, in my opinion.
Yep.
I think that's what I enjoyed about Path of Exile 1's Atlas tree so much, was that thank the heavens that we got additional Atlas trees where you can actually map out like 3 different setups without having to spend a bunch of currency to remap your tree. That was one thing I liked, is that you went through the Atlas tree to get what you want and manipulate the content to the way that you like, rather than the subtle difference here in PoE2 is you'll eventually just allocate all the nodes. And what if I don't want to see strong boxes? What if I don't want Rogue Exiles? Can I go unclick that 40% extra chance for Rogue Exiles? No, I can't. So I hope that they either give us an option to unspec points, or give us options to convert or block certain content.
That would be nice. That would definitely be nice. A lot of the people that I was talking to last night were saying the same thing, that they like love the new Atlas tree because the PoE1 event's going on right now, and we were looking at the PoE1 tree, and while it's cool that they have these options to choose what they want, it's so much nicer to have everything. But like, it's kind of like you were saying, like you want to be able to do more, but so like here's the problem, like we say we want more, we say we want variety, but we all end up just doing the same thing anyways, right?
To a degree,
Like outside of like certain people, we all end up just doing the same thing anyways.
Whatever ends up being the most lucrative, for sure.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of people that are in agreement with you that they would rather have, more options.
Right. And I'm not necessarily looking for like just more. I'm more directed towards like, I think they're trying to enforce variety so that like you get forced to play to get all the different contents. And because you can allocate all the nodes on the Atlas tree, it's not going to be like, oh, great, we got Rogue Exiles, we can't get anything good for them because we're not spec'd into them type of thing. So it feels less bad when you do get a content you dislike. Because I no offense to anybody here or whatnot, but I freaking hate the damn, what is it, Asmiri spirits. I hate them with a passion. The 50% movement speed, whatever the hell, isn't fast enough for me. You have to just, every time I get a damn wisp or spirit or whatever the hell they're damn called, they always decide to go the opposite direction that I'm trying to go. Every time. It never fails.
I hear you. They do. They do indeed decide to do that. They have a mind of their own.
Correct. But with that being said, when I do inevitably just suck up the L and turn around and follow the damn wisp, they do pay out because I have all the points into them as well. So it's not bad. I think just the functionality of that particular content is not what I like and could be adjusted to be, I don't want to say better because it is good. I just don't like being forced to change what I'm doing at the active moment. It hurts to have to turn around and feel like I'm running through the map 2-3 times, especially with Delirium. If your build's bad and you suck like I do, you have to rush the boss so you can get to the boss kill before your Delirium runs out, and then you got to run back through. Man, I'm just kidding. But needless to say, yeah. But I love the Atlas tree. I love the reworks. I love their dedicated editions, dropping content. That's the second big patch, big update kind of thing that they've thrown in since 0.5.
It's been every week,
which is phenomenal.
Every
it's
week.
Almost like they moved their whole PoE1 team back to PoE2. What you think?
I don't know if that's what they did, but it definitely shows that they have like people actively working on it. So that's pretty cool.
Yes, it is. I love it. I can't wait to see what they're cooking up next. I'm excited. I know the 1.0 launch is a far bit away, and this was actually another topic that I'd like to dive into before we jump to the concluding topics. PoE2 launches near the end of the year. And they have discussed, or Jonathan or Mark, I don't remember which, or both, said something about league resets.
Yes. They just announced too that 0.55 or 0.56, I forget what number it is, will be a reset.
Right now, we confirmed that they are doing a reset soon.
Yeah, we just don't know when. There's some theory that it's like weeks after PoE1's new release. There's some theories that's it's in a month. Like we just don't know when. And they keep doing these like random updates all over the place that honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if the reset for the economy was like the middle or end of July.
Right. So a week or two. And I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. But my dad pointed out that they specifically said resets in plural. So even though there's only a 6-month gap, that my initial thought was, okay, so we'll have 3-month long league seasons instead of 4-month. Okay, so they cut the league short a little bit. Okay, I was fine with that. But then he pointed out that no, they said resets as in multiple. So I'm okay with that. Like, how do you feel about having multiple, if not monthly?
Gives me more things to do. I'm at the stage. I'm literally at the stage where I know not many people here, and I'm speaking from a place of privilege. I'm at the stage where I could do wherever I want in this league, and it doesn't matter. The only reason that I say that I'm okay is not from speaking from a place of privilege, but it's early access. And while players will be upset, progress will be lost early, and they will feel like their time is wasted. I understand. I agree. I'm a parent. I get it. Mm-hmm. And I know you're a parent too, so you probably get it too. But with it being early access and with release being the end of the year at roughly around ExileCon, I would rather them constantly reset the economy, constantly get new changes, constantly get new updates, even if it's monthly until then, to have the best possible game release. And if that means players are upset, better to be upset now and pissed off and have a good product than to go back to point 2 and have a product like point 2 where everybody's just pissed off.
Right. Yep. I agree. All right. Although I wasn't against the insane difficulty increase that they brought. I
think the difficulty is good. It gives you something to like strive for.
Well, I'm specifically referring to 0.2 when like everybody was just, the difficulty was scaled insanely, and they did eventually tone it back a little bit. Sure. But yeah, needless to say, you have been called an exploiter on many faces and fronts.
This league, yes.
This league specifically.
This league.
Absolutely.
Specifically this league, yes.
Yes. Because of your current build. Why don't you go ahead and explain to us what your current build is and why you think people would be calling you an exploiter?
Well, I know why they're calling me an exploiter. Okay, so in the current league, we have a new mechanic, which a lot of people either like or don't like or just plain out don't understand.
Probably more of that
There's a new mechanic. Huh?
Probably more of that one. They just don't understand.
Yeah, they probably just don't understand it because it's very confusing, right? So GGG created a system called Ward, and Ward is in a lot of different games.
Right.
Like a lot of different games. Like you have it in Last Epoch, you have a variation of it in pretty much every ARPG that you play. Runic Ward in Path of Exile has extremely specific text on it.
Correct.
That text allows you to do and manipulate the game in a very interesting, creative way, which is what I think Path of Exile is really about. Runic Ward in PoE says Runic Ward is the last line of protection, absorbing fatal damage instead of your life. So the first line on the box of Runic Ward says, instead of dying, Runic Ward absorbs your damage. Then states, if you take damage that would cause your life to reach 0, while you have Runic Ward, your life will then drop to 1, and Runic Ward will then take the damage. So you have to take a what's considered lethal hit for Runic Ward to trigger. So far, so good?
Yep.
You will still die if Runic Ward runs out.
Right. It's basically what I call a reverse energy shield. So you deplenish your first lines of defense. Then once you would officially be killed in game, it then goes in the reverse direction of pulling from your ward. And then when your ward runs out, then your absolute last line of defense would be that 1 HP that they reduced you to.
Yep. It then says, you'll still die if you don't have enough Runic Ward to absorb the remaining damage. Runic Ward does not protect against life loss that is not caused by taking damage. So, like, ailments. So, like, poison would kill you. Ignite would kill you. Stuff like that.
Similar to the bypassing the energy shield, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Runic Ward regenerates at a default rate, and then some things about you can't call monsters, you know, some extra mumbo jumbo. So if you use Runic Ward, it gets around Infernal Flame from the Elementalist, or the Infernalist, so you have infinite mana. Runic Ward gets around Honor Loss inside of Sechemis, kind of how like Darkness does and Loyalty does.
Right.
So people are seeing me do these Temporalis runs where your Honor is 1, and if you take a lethal hit, you would die. But because I can't take a lethal hit, and Ward isn't coded towards Honor, because Honor counts your life, your energy shield, and your mana, I can't die, right? Like, oh, well, I can die, but I can't lose Honor, so I can't fail the run. So because I can't fail the run, people get upset, and I get called an exploiter. And then because I have infinite mana, I get called an exploiter. Will Runic Ward get changed? Every day that I play this game, I fully expect to wake up in the morning and my build and Runic Ward to be completely reworked. Am I okay with that? Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
So,
I don't disagree. So you explained kind of how Runic Ward is bypassing the whole honor loss.
Yep.
Go ahead and explain to us the other two things that you mentioned, loyalty and darkness, I think.
Yes. Darkness is the Chayula Monk Ascendancy.
Right.
That you can get, and loyalty is like a minion thing with Spirit Walker. So darkness, I don't have the monk in front of me. Darkness says that you have a base maximum darkness of 100. Damage taken is reserved from darkness before taken from life or energy shield. And then darkness reservation lasts for 5 seconds.
Okay.
Right? So you can increase the amount of maximum darkness. You can do all this stuff. And you can scale it so that your darkness will reserve all of the damage you take from your life or energy shield before anywhere else. So as long as your mana does not absorb your damage and your life does not change, darkness protects you. And that was changed, and now it works again. I don't know why or how what was changed for it to work. I think there was something to do with an absorb line being removed or something like that with Temporalis. I don't know the exact details, but I do know darkness works and prevents honor loss.
Right.
And then the other one is loyalty, where if you have 10 minions, all with the loyalty support, that will not die, the minions take the damage, you don't take the damage, your honor doesn't move.
So, again, just a short recap for people that may not understand. The fundamental of honor loss is tied to life, energy shield, and mana. For those that are taking,
to my understanding,
taking the nodes where you take damage from your mana pool first, or you take a percentage of your damage from mana, however it is. So if it's not tied to one of those three things, it is therefore bypassing the whole you're losing honor. So in loyalty, your minions are taking 100% of your damage with 10 minions, 10% a pop. Therefore, you're not taking damage from any of your pools, preventing honor loss. Darkness is similar in the same fashion of ward, where it's not pulling, your damage is being absorbed by the darkness before your life or energy shield. But I think mana can still get you cooked if you're taking damage from your mana. And then now we have ward, which is not tied to any of those three and taking all damage before your life, energy shield, or mana wood, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so essentially, I think these exploiters that are, or not exploiters, excuse me, these people calling you exploiters are probably the same people that were farming Temporalis runs to make their divine. And with this mechanic and new way of doing Secamus runs, you're reducing the prices of their Temporalis, and they don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of it, there's definitely a lot of like weird Mirror Mafia stuff going on, right?
Of course.
And there's just a lot of people that are just unaware of what's going on and just scream to scream.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's for sure people that like we were saying earlier that just don't understand how Ward works at all.
Right.
And they're just saying random to say random.
Absolutely, and you're not wrong. And I think the way you found it out by another source, like you weren't even the original person that found this. You found a build and you kind of manipulated the build to your own liking. But the way that the runic ward works is you're running Chaos Inoculation, right?
Yes.
So the first, I won't say the first line, but one of the lines that says, if you take a fatal hit, it reduces you to 1 life and then would pull from your ward first. Well, your Chaos Inoculation, so you're at 1 HP, so no energy shield, and every hit and any hit that you would potentially take is going to pull from that ward, which is not coded or set to your life, energy shield, or mana, therefore preventing any honor loss and allowing you to basically get up and walk away from your PC in the Trial of Secamus runs and take a bunch of hits because your build has a cast on block, right?
Yep.
And so basically it's almost 100% chance to complete that Temporalis run with 1 honor. Obviously, there's some fundamentals behind the build that you have to fix, like you were saying, bleed, chaos damage, or not chaos damage, but poison damage, and some other mechanics. Ignite, that's it. That you have to fix, otherwise that will still pull from your honor. But it's still cool. I love the fact that we can take pretty much any skill, any build, any class, any ascendancy, and turn it into a build that can then clear all the content in the game. And it's absolutely awesome. I love it. I love that. That's the world of Path of Exile, is finding these ways and loopholes and manipulations of the game to be basically do things that we want to in the game that may at a base level not be able to be done.
Yep. That's definitely the beauty of it.
Yep. Big variety and being able to do a ton of different stuff, in which is so awesome. And that's one of the things that I love about the game. So I did notice that there was a few other things that they added in this snuck in expedition update, right?
Yes.
I think there was a big change to unique items. And
Go ahead.
I think it's phenomenal. Like I'm so ecstatic to be able to try some of these unique items with the new change. And for those of you that don't know, the new change is most uniques that come with a said skill. For example,
that one. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
A high level item will say eye level 80 will come with a skill gem, I believe 19, right? And
something like that. Yeah.
That skill gem in that item is now determining the level that is required to wear that piece of gear. Well, with this update, they changed that. So, for example, the Ravenous Staff for the Righteous Fire-like companion skill that swirls around you like Righteous Fire was typically going to be required level 78. Wow. This isn't a huge level difference change, but it is a level difference change nonetheless. From 78, you're already in endgame. You're mapping. You're already have an established build. So you're going to have to change and manipulate so much more in order to swap into this build, potentially. Like, obviously, there's ways you can roll yourself into builds and prep yourself for other builds for a reroll, essentially. But with this one, it drops the level to 65. And that's huge because that's roughly about the exact same time that you'll be getting into mapping and finishing the campaign. So you can literally finish the campaign with your campaign build, which is most people will run a campaign build and then swap into an end game build once they finish the campaign. So it's a perfect time to be able to pick up this new item and this new skill and start putting it to work. My dad's been using that build and he said he loves it. It's an awesome build. It's insanely tanky, which is the perfect kind of build for my dad. He loves being tanky because he doesn't want to have to worry about dodging that stupid mechanic. So I am a big fan for that. Like a big one, what is it? Life Sprig, I think was another big one where it's like, now I have to be like level 70 something to use my Life Sprig, which is like a level 1 unique, by the way. So needless to say, that change I think is a phenomenal change, and it will allow a lot of these end game dropped uniques to actually be used for what they were intended for, which is a twink version. Well, not a twink version, but a twink leveling unique. Because it's not something that's necessarily going to be insane for end game, but hey, if I could wear this at the level of kind of where you would, it would be an insane piece of gear and help you tremendously.
Yeah, it also makes shopping for like low level gear a lot easier too. You don't have to like worry about, oh my god, I bought this thing. It requires level 90, but it's a level 1 weapon, like the Life Sprig that you mentioned.
Exactly. So definitely great changes. They're cooking. They're doing a solid thing. Did the temple get something new?
There's a bunch of new currency inside of the temple. I haven't had the opportunity to play with the new currency inside of the temple, but I hear it's very good.
Okay, cool. Nice. Sweet. The temple definitely being nerfed over and over and over again. I'm sure people are excited to get some new stuff to play with in the temple, even though the temple is still by far lucrative.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says temple dead, temple dead, temple dead. I just think people just are, I hate to say it like this, but parroting their favorite streamer.
Very true. And in the same also, it's like they adjust one thing in some said mechanic, right? And then so you can't do the temple in the way that we were before, right? The whole snaking was fixed because now it can blow up rooms in the middle of your said snake. So while that particular avenue of investment is changed, people just find a new one. And I think that's the awesome thing about it being in early access and having these rapid fire changes. This league is making a big change into how fast they can progress through the current state of the game to give us more content like they have been, and not worry about, well, is this going to upset people? Is this going to hurt people? It's a no, whether it upsets people or hurts people is not the intended scenario. It's going to happen regardless of what they do, because you always have two sides of the coin, and you're going to have people that want change and you're going to have people that don't want change. And they're finding a solid middle ground where they're pushing out updates and content that is both good and bad, but a balancing act that GGG has been handling in an insanely great way.
Yes, agree.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they cook up. I'm super stoked. They're doing an awesome job. If they continue the rate of these weekly updates, can you just imagine the amount of content and changes and adjustments and just the things that we're going to see in the next 6 months?
I mean, it's they're so confident in what they're doing that they're like literally releasing a major update while a PoE1 league is starting, like a PoE1 event is starting. Like, that's crazy.
Right. Like,
that's crazy.
That was my thought. Like you were talking about the PoE1 Toda event started, was it yesterday, right? And
Yeah.
literally at like 1:30 in the morning Eastern, they drop this huge bomb of Expedition Atlas tree and changes and a bunch of other adjustments and changes in the game right before it. It's like, they're like, we at this point. But on a side note, at the same time, I no offense to the PoE1 Total League lovers, nothing against them. It's awesome, but I think they dropped it back into PoE1 just to make sure that it's not broke, because we already know that the third ascension way in PoE2 is going to be Toda. They've already told us this.
100%.
So I truly feel that this is just going to be like a testing standpoint to make sure everything works, so that they can either port it in or start porting it in, because we were supposed to get Toda in 0.5. At least that's what I remember hearing.
That's what they said. Yeah. That's what they said. And then all of a sudden, like, it's not ready. It's art assets. It's this, it's that. And I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to be upset if they're not confident in it being up to standard. I'm not going to argue with them, right?
Agreed.
Like, they've produced such a good product already that, like, if they're like, hey guys, like, it's not meeting a certain standard, like, I get it. You know, like, do what you need to do. Make it, like, if Toda's going to get the treatment that Expedition's gotten, and Toda's going to get the treatment that Abyss has gotten, like, I'll wait. You got it. And
exactly.
I'm fully convinced too, just kind of like what you were saying, that this Toda League thing is not, bro, we both know this is testing for PoE2. There's ain't no shot you telling me that you're like, oh my God, Toda coming back. No, you are literally prepping people for PoE2. You just want people to know what's going on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right. And either way, I'm excited. And in comparison to delaying things, the Druid was delayed as well, because they were in animation hell. And I have to say, the Druid skills, because they're obviously not completely tied to just the Druid, but the shape-shifting skills and the abilities that came with the talisman for the Druid are insanely well done. And so
absolutely.
Props to GGG. Good job. Because if that's the kind of commitment and quality that you're committing to, I 100% trust your decision with delaying whatever content you need to delay to make sure that you deliver that type of quality content. So I'm down for it. I'm ready. I'm ready for the road and the ride along the road all the way to release. And let's get it. Let's get in there.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm full steam ahead. Like, I was so excited for like what's coming out, that like when the Toda League was announced, as excited as I was for Toda, like, it was like there had to have not been an update this week. That was the only way that I was like going to even like remotely consider trying it. Mm-hmm. And before I even knew it was an Expedition update, I was like, as long as the Breach update's like a 5 out of 10, I'm just playing PoE2. Like, I'm full steam ahead, you know?
Yep, I agree. And then boom, it's not Breach.
Yeah, I know. And it ended up being the mechanic that I loved so much. I'm like, dude, there is no. The only thing I will say is, I really, really, really wish that instead of it being a full league, like, or like a mini league, like they're doing, I really wish that, and I understand why they didn't. I really, really, really wish they would have done like Infinite Toda, like how they used to do the old Infinite Delve leagues.
Right.
You know, you start level 1, you're in the area, they give you a little item to get rolling. Mm-hmm. You know, I wish they would have done that. And I understand they probably didn't have the time to make that and put that all together. So I'm not going to like be upset.
Right.
But I wish they would have done that instead. So.
Hey. You never know what might change on the port over to PoE2, because we've seen them cook up some pretty good stuff. You know, while we expect the mechanic to be similar, we can't expect it to be exactly the same because then it would just be PoE1, right? So I do love the changes that they're making to the different contents while still keeping it similar enough that it is still fun and it's altering and it's not identical. So I do love that. I like that. I like the route and the direction that they're heading with that stuff. So it's good.
Yep.
So
I agree.
With that being said, I think that covers the majority of the PoE2 stuff. Great stuff. GGG, please keep delivering the way you have been. It's so good. Please. Thank you. Torchlight Infinite dropped a trailer and some information about their new season, the current season Zunaria, which you had your fun in there, and the next season is Afterlight. And they are doing a whole full season preview in their what they're calling TorchCon. So
out in Shanghai.
Yeah. And I have played some Torchlight Infinite. I have had fun. I haven't played to the extent that you have. So I'm going to hand it over to you. What's going on in this new league?
We don't know yet. We have no idea. All we got was the preview last night, where they are moving some NPC. I don't know who it is. We might know who it is. I don't currently know who it is. Into the afterlife, and there's like these weird enemy creatures in the afterlife that are like trying to attack, and whatever the NPC is or the god of death that like is escorting, the ferryman that's escorting the dead is like walking through these wave of enemies. So there's something going on. I have a feeling it's going to be massive, right? It has to be massive. They're literally holding like a contest to fly people out to Shanghai to get a firsthand experience of it. They're doing a meetup in LA where they're like flying out people to LA for it. So like whatever it is, I suspect it's going to be big and massive because like that's a lot. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot of money to fly people out to Shanghai. Like it's full expense paid trips to Shanghai. Like that's
not cheap.
That's expensive.
Yes.
And it's like flights to LA, I don't know about most people, but like if I were to go, like I looked, like flights for me to go to LA is like very expensive.
Oh yeah, not cheap at all. That's something that must be working on something big in order to be pushing out that type of
Now I'm getting told I might be wrong about the flights to LA, but to my understanding there might be flights to LA. I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. I'm just being told. So, production in the background screaming at me. You're like, shut up. My bad.
Well, needless to say, Torchlight Infinite is a fun game. It is free to play. A lot of people in controversy will talk about the pay to win aspect of it, but in reality, if it's a game you enjoy, it's free to play. Yeah. You can. Same thing with Path of Exile 1. It is free to play, but most people will scream there's some pay to win in it as well, which like paying for stash tabs, it definitely the whole Ange aspect is pay. You're paying to be able to sell stuff. So,
bro, I bought stash tabs last night in PoE. Dude, I bought the Expedition tab. Dude, there's so much loot coming out of Expedition. I couldn't store it all, dude. I was talking to my friends. I was like, bro, what do I do with all this? They're like, you could buy a $4 stash tab to store all that shit for you. And I was like, brother, it's only $4, brother. And I'm like, you right. They got me for $4 last night.
Yep.
They got me.
So, needless to say, though, great games. I enjoy the action RPG genre, and I love the fact that there's so many different action RPGs that are competing in the scene. It's forcing all of them to have to step up or step out. And I love that mentality. It makes the gaming genre so much better because they know if I don't do something big to draw my audience back to my game, they're just going to stay over there in your game. And now I'm losing money. I'm losing competition. I'm losing to the competition. And it to me, brings a much better balance into, we'll just say, the old school ways of PoE1, where it's like we put up with a lot of the bullshit in the game. That can be taken in many different ways, but to me, it's like there's excessive things you have to do in PoE1 that could be improved via quality of life. I'm not asking for like major changes, balancing, or I'm not asking for like major stuff, but just quality of life things. Like, for a small example, and this even is true to PoE2, like, why the hell do I have to log out to switch from my controller to my mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, I don't know why that's the thing, bro. I'm with you.
So small things like that. It's like a lot of the other games are doing it. Some of them are doing it simultaneously to where you can actually literally like use the keyboard and the controller at almost virtually the same time, or just seamlessly switch between the two. Needless to say, that's the kind of quality of life that I'm talking about. Nothing crazy. So
there's even things like loot suction.
Oh yeah.
Like just like, or like looting from a further distance, or like there's so many little things. Like, why do we still need ID scrolls?
Well, yeah,
It's like it's such little things that can be changed that would have like the biggest impact.
Yeah, just give us a spell, that automatically identifies our stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, definitely good. I love everything that's coming to the different action RPGs and their genres, and I'm excited to see where they go next.
Yeah, we are eating good.
We are eating good. But with that wraps up this episode of Loot Farming and Gossip, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Static buzz in the midnight air. Travic and Spooker in the gamer's lair. Loot drops falling like a neon rain. Pixel worlds driving us insane. Halo rings light up the fight. Sonic speed blurs through the night. Diablo's demons in the dungeon's breath. Path of exiles, paths leading to death. Loot farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight, screams collide. Talk of bosses grinding bones. Legends born in gaming zones. Quests that stretch beyond the frame. In this podcast we name the game. Controllers on the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. Loot farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight, screams collide. Controllers hum the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. The farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight, screams collide.